Don't start. This is going to be a great
Did you ever notice there is absolutely no coloring in our light scheme here? It's all
It's
ugly, fluorescent.
fine. Everything's fine, and we're going to have a special show.
Look at it. We might as well be playing Yankee Stadium.
I'm Peter Bales, and this is Jackie the Joke Man Martling, and we have a first on Stand Up Memories podcast, a mother and a daughter who are both stand-up comedians.
I want to write the promo for this.
You can write the promo for this.
This
That's
week
fine.
on Stand Up Memories, a mother-daughter.
That is so wrong on so many levels.
It is so perfect on so many levels.
We have Rosanne Sorrentino right there.
Hello.
And to her right, we have her lovely daughter, Bridget Kavanaugh, and they are, how long have you been doing it? How long have you been doing stand-up now?
Since 2019.
2019 seems like a long time, I bet, but you are relative newbies, starting at the same time.
You started at the same time?
Yeah.
All right, I'll ask. Where did they start?
Where did they start? They actually did not start at Stand Up University, my comedy school at standupuniversity.com.
Next question.
He
Did they
gets
go there?
so mad. No, they did not go. No, it's possible
So
to.
now you're trolling for work.
I am. I'm trolling for business. But they're both terrific. I can vouch for them. I've seen them both perform, and
They look like sisters.
they look like sisters. And
That's a way to insult the daughter and compliment
Yes.
the
Definitely. I'm happy with that. I don't know about her.
but I don't want to make this into a therapy session, but there is no way in a million years with my relationship with either my father or my mother, I could be in stand-up comedy and they could be in stand-up comedy too. I don't know how you
Lucky
do
for
it.
you, they didn't speak to you after you were 14.
So, whose idea was it to go into stand-up comedy first?
It was probably mine because I was always interested and wanted to try it. I just didn't have anybody to do it with. And Bridget got involved in improv in college, and I saw her do stand-up. They did it one night, and I always knew she was funny, but I thought she was hilarious. And when she came home from college, I said, "Do you want to take a class?" And she said, "Sure. How much is it?" And I told her, and she says, "I don't have that kind of money." I said, "I'll pay for it." She says, "I'm in."
They took a
So you actually started together. I don't know if I've ever heard of even two pals starting together.
No, this is unique. A mother and a daughter starting together, I think inspiring each other in a way. You must have a great relationship for that to happen. That could never happen with most mother-daughter, father-son relationships. Bridget, I just set the record straight.
Yes, no, we do. And it's good because like we have a relationship where if I like make fun of her or, you know, we can take the joke. I think if you're too sensitive about
The
it,
elephant in the
wouldn't
room
work
is, why isn't your husband allowed to be in the group here?
Oh, because I left him.
And
out. That's my father. Thank you.
so are you,
I mean, that was my guess.
I mean, I know, no, you're not an idiot. And well,
I don't know what she thought I was looking at, but I was
No,
looking
but
to
this
see
is-
if
this-
she had a
you've
wedding
actu-
ring on.
No.
You know.
so wrong on so many levels. Now,
So your last name is Sorrentino.
Yes.
And when I was a kid, I used to go to Saratoga Racetrack with my famous friends, whose father was a Triple Crown jockey and everything. And one of the people that hung out in the group was Michael Sorrentino, who was a jockey. And you said that you'd been asked about that, but the funny thing about this guy, he's a jockey. So he was like, 5 feet tall. And I was on a subway platform, like in 7th grade. I was never on a subway platform for whatever reason. And I turned around and there was an ad for Aqueduct. And he was a full-size Michael Sorrentino. I turned around and said, "Hey, Mike." Boom! And he was there. And I've never had a chance to tell anybody that, so I'm telling you.
Well, thanks for
And
sharing.
he's not related to you.
No.
So
We are
I know
just
him
both-
better than you. I knew
You
the
do.
guy in the poster. You don't even know.
I don't even know.
I want to know, most comics would talk about their parents' divorce or their own divorce. Do you both do that or not do that? And you obviously have different perspectives on it. My goodness.
Well, I definitely talk about it. It was probably one of the first things that I ever wrote was jokes about that.
Were they written out of anger?
No. just kind of funny things that I would say, I guess, over the years, and I just decided to just share them with everybody.
What in your
And
act?
how did her jokes about him hit you?
I'm so used to them now. Honestly, like I talk about it too a little bit, like very, very like loosely. But I mean, I enjoy going up like right after her so that I can.
So
kinda,
that was the
like,
next question. So you work on the same shows.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Do they
sometimes.
introduce you as, or do you,
Not
you
always.
spell that later?
Not always. Sometimes, like if I go after her, I'll say it, and then I can kind of do a couple, like tags off of like.
The
Stuff that
big
she said.
question is, does he come to the shows ever?
No.
No.
Does he live close enough?
Uh-huh.
You sure he hadn't snuck into the back?
He may have, I don't know, but I'd be the last person he'd talk to, so.
Well, it sounds like you've got a lot of material, both of you, on the subject. That's great. So, can you both?
I hope your father's not here.
Can both of you follow each other? How do you like that? Do you like going first or second when your mom's on the show?
I like to go second.
You like to go second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she talks about me, makes fun of me, so I like to go after to kind of like get back at her. a little
Sweep
bit.
up
Get
the
even.
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I always like. To
We got to go to this show.
We do. You should. I've
Have you-
seen them
you've
both.
seen
They're
them?
both terrific. They really. The future is wide open for these two.
Oh, wow.
I predict.
Well, it's great to, like she said, I love being able to make fun of her. I do it anyway, so I might as well do it in front of an audience and get some laughs for it because.
There you go.
Oh, I could not guess in a million years how old you are. Is that rude?
No, I get that a lot. How old do you think I am?
You know,
Just by
this is
the way
a
I-
no-win situation. I'm going to say
I won't say
24.
Okay, close. I'm 27.
27.
I get that I look a lot younger, though, like teenager.
No, that we no.
Oh God! Yeah,
Don't
good
set
luck.
yourself up.
Don't
Do some-
pat
do
yourself
some
on the
quick
back. I
math.
subtracted 5. I'm not stupid.
So
I didn't care about getting in trouble with her. I worried about getting in trouble with you. I should have
These
said 34 just to.
all right. These two have done something smart in their backgrounds. You, Roseanne,
Now,
have.
you didn't talk her into divorcing your father so you guys could have a comedy team here.
No, I should have. In hindsight,
Yeah, earlier.
we could have started sooner.
Yes.
How long have been divorced?
12 years?
So
Do you
took
want to
your time
ask
getting
her out
started.
right now before the podcast is even over? Can we? What is
Am
going
Is
on?
this not interesting? Am I?
No, it's very
These are
interesting.
not personal. These are questions people want to know.
Of
No,
course
sure.
they do.
I mean, I wouldn't think you leave divorce court and walk to the comedy club.
Do you want to take a pill right now? A little blue pill, so
I
you're
did.
You did.
I took gummies.
He took gummies before the.
Peter's passing out pot gummies to the ladies and to us for the post-show party.
Can't wait.
Now listen. Do you know that Roseanne has
How would I know?
nationally toured in the show Annie? True. Tell us about
So
that.
so you were an actress before you were a comic.
Yes, as a child, I toured in the Third National Touring Company as the original Annie, and then I was in the film version, the 1982 version, as Pepper.
See?
Wow. So that's a whole horse of a different color because it wasn't like all of a sudden you said, I want to go on stage and get some of my yacht. You already hooked on the stage
Yes.
and then
Yes.
stopped acting to get married and.
Yeah, I had a career. I'm an assistant principal, so I'm coming to the end of my career. I retire in June, and I always wanted to try this. And the very first time I got up on stage, I said, "Oh yeah."
Are you ready
you
for retirement?
You remembered all the old.
I did. I was much more nervous because it was a whole different.
When you
animal.
have other people on stage, it's a different world.
Right.
You look this way
And
you
you've
get-
rehearsed, and it's scripted, and you've worked on the jokes, and
So
somebody else
stand-up
wrote
comedy
them.
is going to be your retirement. That's what you're going to focus on.
I certainly hope so. And I would like to get back into acting.
Good for you.
You
And
know,
to be fair, she never stopped performing. She was in the musicals with the children at the middle school.
Oh,
Right.
the
I
assistant
was.
principal in
like
the
directing
musical.
them or
No,
in
No,
it?
I was
roles,
in
the
them.
lead role.
Lead roles.
Lead role, 100%.
Well, is that fair to the children for you to
Well,
take the best roles?
It started because of the Annie anniversary.
Okay.
And they wanted to do Annie, and they said, "Would you be Miss Hannigan?" And I was like, "Don't twist my arm. Of course, I'd be Miss Hannigan." And then it sort of just became a thing that the next year they wanted me in it again, and then the following year, and so.
So that's
we've
so
done it.
fun.
Yeah.
That's so
And it's
fun.
fun to connect with the kids on a different level than always being the one who's giving them detention or suspension.
Now, the whole time you were acting before you were principal, did you fool around with comedy at all? Or
No, I always had a good comedic timing, so I could do, I could pull a joke off in a scene, but I never did it. And I don't know why. Maybe I was intimidated, maybe because I thought you're just so bare and open when you're up there, and if you're not getting a laugh, it's the most torturous
It is.
time
best
of your
thing in
life.
the world, the worst thing in the world.
Yes,
Before you were principal, were you a teacher?
yes, I taught English.
Because I only, monitored a few tests and monitored the social science, where you turn the TV on and leave this. It's impossible to hold back the horses, right?
Oh.
Did you?
Well,
You
I
try and
used
hold it to a bare minimum. Sometimes you just can't help but,
I used to just tell them, listen, you're a captive audience. I do 5 shows a day. You better laugh at my jokes. And
But the difference is, in stand-up comedy, the audience is grading you.
Yes.
Look at that
Absolutely.
profundity from my partner, Peter Bale.
That
As
is
sorry
deep.
as I had to sit with you today, I'm a little less sorry.
I'm deep sometimes.
He's
Very.
also a professor.
I know.
I have not
History.
seen his
Now-
diploma. I have no proof.
Bridget,
Yeah.
you have something great in your background that I relate to. I did improv in college, and that inspired me in many ways to do stand-up. Is that true for you?
Yeah, I did a lot of improv in college, and I was performing in a theater in Connecticut, actually, doing it. So improv was like my whole thing for like a long time.
Very
Peter
cool.
used to do improv, but then he went to stand-up because he was thrown out of every improv group he was in. So he was.
I was thrown out
He was
of
the
every.
last one
I was the
standing.
director of several world-famous improv
If you
groups.
can't act, teach.
Oh, I hate that. That.
Yeah.
Now he's hitting me below the belt.
2 teachers
Wow!
here.
That
I
hurt.
found a
Teachers.
button.
Oh, he found a
Now,
button
you're
on that
not
one.
divorced,
No,
No.
I've never been married.
really? At your
I'm
age?
27.
Your age?
This is so inappropriate on so many levels.
You brought a mother and daughter for us to interview.
Okay, interview them.
What do you find funny?
What's your favorite animal? Come on, let's get.
Blue. I
You've
said
had a
color.
lot of wonderful times in stand-up, both of you. I know. I've seen you do great. But you must have had times when you wanted to quit.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about. Does something pop to mind right now?
Yeah, there was a show we did. Actually, we did
Yeah.
this show together like a couple weeks ago, and it was the worst show I've like ever done.
Isn't
Like-
that crazy? Because it happens to every one of us, where you do it and do it and do it, and then you have a really rotten show, and you're like, I gotta quit. Which is, when you think about it in perspective, it's absurd,
Yeah.
right? I'm never going to take the Long Island Expressway today. I mean, ever again, because there was traffic today. Like,
Yeah.
and you were both on the same show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it something it was your fault, or was it like a bad mic, bad audience, bad sound system?
It was a
Yes,
combination.
it was all of
the
that.
things.
And then, but you blame yourself anyway.
No. Oh, no. I blame the situation, actually, on that one. There have been some shows where I've been like, oh, that was me. But this was just...
Well, the sound system was like suffering from the beginning, so the audience couldn't really hear us. So then they were kind of mad about that.
If
whole
the audience
scenario.
can't hear you, that doesn't really give you a leg up.
Yeah, no, definitely not. That's like rule number 1.
Right.
So yeah, then when I got up there, they like couldn't hear me, so they're trying to like coach me the whole time on like how to make me more. I don't know, make them hear me. I don't know how it was. So
Louder, stand up to the mic.
Yeah,
Didn't
so
help
I'm
that
like,
guys were at the bar, like, rah,
yeah, so it was just like one of those things, and then they got mad at me. And a woman after the show, because I actually I do a lot of jokes because I worked in a nursing home, so I do a lot of jokes about like older people and
Careful.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna tread lightly because this is what got me in trouble at this show. And so they were complaining they couldn't hear me. And at this point, I can't change it. I was like, guys, I don't know if you just can't hear me or if you're just old. So I was joking around.
Whoa.
They didn't like that. And usually I can get away with it. I'm never like you know, mean or whatever, but this one lady, like, I totally lost her because she was sitting like this the rest of the show, like staring.
Mad at you.
I didn't get a single laugh from her entire table. Like, I lost the whole crowd. And then after, I'm sitting there and she makes eye contact with me. She goes, "You, no good. You're mean."
It's amazing when you have a whole crowd and there's one person
Yeah.
that looks like they ate a lemon before they got there, and it
Yeah.
just casts a pall on the entire, in your head, on
Yeah.
the entire room.
Yeah, so she said I was
Wow,
mean.
that's
So,
good.
that
So
was,
you had a bad show, and then you had a bad show, and
yeah,
Yeah.
it was the most
now,
painful 10
not to
minutes
add
of my
insult to
life.
injury, tell me there wasn't another comic on the show who did really well.
Everyone kind of struggled except
Yeah.
the
Good,
headliner.
good, good.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
good.
Yeah, we all were like collectively having a bad night, so it
You know,
was
there's
nice and
nights where
solidarity.
like all the comics do so bad, and then Peter goes up and blows the room away.
Wait.
I haven't seen that yet. But
I was
he
about
says
almost
it's
nice.
happened.
I was about to thank you for saying
I-
you pulled the rug out, man. You said something nice and then boom, right at the end.
Sorry, Charlie Brown.
That's it.
Yeah,
gotta-
I can't really be that objective though when it comes to her because I really do think every time she gets on the stage, she's just lights out, and she'll get off. She'll be like, I don't know. I'm like, it was great. It was great.
Well, I feel like you always compare it to the best time or
Right.
the best show you've ever done. It's like, oh, but I
Right.
can do better than that. So it's like,
And every time you do a little better, that becomes your new
right,
standard.
that's the bar.
You know.
So anything less than that, it feels, you know.
It's
feels
funny when
impressive.
you start because you're not making any money and you want to do well. And then as you do a little better, you got to do better because you're getting paid more. And the more you get paid, the more pressure.
Wait, they pay
The
you
pressure
for
never
this?
goes away because then all of a sudden you're making a lot of money. Like, I can't just go out there and get away with it. I got to
Right.
give them something to write home
Tell them
about.
what it's like on the way down.
I'm already here. What would I, how would I describe it? It was so fast. I didn't walk down the mountain. I jumped out of a plane. And there you were waiting.
I was.
Why don't we do a show together?
I was waiting in the valley for Jackie. I knew he'd arrive.
It's just a matter of time. Took a lot longer than you thought, though, didn't
It
it?
did. It did.
I got the money to buy and sell you. I did.
So I want.
Then you get divorced.
This is a little heavy. Now, I never encouraged. I have two sons. Either of my sons to do stand up because it's so difficult when you start, and sometimes the sets can be really difficult, painful, humiliating. Even I couldn't imagine them
It'd probably
going.
be the same for them.
Right. Anyway, but do you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know if I could watch my son bomb. Everybody bombs. It's normal to bomb. You know, Jerry Seinfeld bombs. Richard Pryor bombed. It's absolutely true. It's normal. But watching what is it like to watch your daughter have a tough set?
Well, I can read her face immediately. I know if she thinks she's not having a good set. I can tell from her body language and the way she starts to speak. But I guess coming from my background, I encourage her. I want her to do it. She's good at it, and so I want her to really
Right.
give it her all. Because I have no regrets that I left showbiz when I did, because I have the luxury now of retiring and having a pension, and I can do
Yeah,
whatever I want.
right.
So, but there are times when I said, God, I wonder what would happen if I just would have stuck with it. But, as cliche as it sounds, I do believe everything happens for a reason. And it's very exciting for me now to be able to experience this with her and watch her and be her cheerleader. It really is. So I enjoy that probably most of all. Like, I get a little upset when we're not on a show together. And she's like, oh, I have a show. And I'm like, oh.
That's the problem.
But
Oh,
no,
you're
because I
working?
do.
You're
I
working
do,
tonight, huh?
I
Never asked me to do that. That's fine.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go let the air out of your tire.
So how do you react when you see your mom having a tough show?
It's I mean, it's hard because obviously, everyone obviously wants us to do well all the time, but it's kind of nice almost in a way, like when we both, generally I feel like if like one of us is going to have like a tougher night, like the other one probably,
So
we
it's
can
kind
relate.
of like the ebb and flow.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice, like on the ride home, you can be like, man, that crowd sucked or whatever. Like, you can like kind of relate in that way.
Did you stop acting because you wanted to go back to school or get married, or did, I mean, it was a choice to stop?
Well, I stopped because at the time, around 14, 15, I was too old to play really young, but I still looked too young to play
You were
older.
right in that no man's land.
I was, and I kept going on auditions and going on auditions. And at one point I said, I was going to high school, and I said, I just gotta go
Yeah.
to school. I'm gonna
And
go
as
to
a
school.
kid touring around, that is a tough,
Oh, it was great.
I mean, that's tough for anybody.
It wasn't tough for me or my mother. She had the time of her life.
Was she a stage mom?
No, not at all. Half the time I was on the stage and she was out with the other moms or with the tutor or
So
whatever.
she didn't push you into it.
Oh, I pushed her into it. I pushed her.
So,
So funny.
can the two of you write together? Can you say to your mother, that joke's never going to work?
Yeah, there are times like
And vice versa.
there have been times where like I think it just happened the other week. Like she got off stage and I was like, "Oh, you changed this," and like I like it better the other way, or like I kind of be like, "Oh, what if you said this here?" So we kind of will like.
And your mother said, you're grounded.
I always take her advice because every time I've taken her advice, it's improved the joke.
Oh.
She just has her real quick wit. And
Now, do you
she's
charge her?
Yes.
Yes.
Monthly.
I'm
Subscription.
hemorrhaging money all the time.
Hemorrhaging money. Well, let me just recommend to our audience. The time went so fast. A mother and a daughter, both really funny stand-ups. Rosanne Sorrentino, Bridget Kavanaugh.
I have never heard your names. Are you from Long Island? Are you from
Long
Connecticut?
Island.
Or,
Long Island.
Long Island, yeah.
so when you reference Connecticut, you went to school
I
there.
went to college there, yeah.
Which college?
Did Quinnipiac.
Quinnipiac.
Yes.
Quinnipiac. That's an Indian name,
It is, yeah.
meaning
A lot
I'm
of
not
money.
going to finish your jokes.
Meaning I'm in
I'm
debt
not
forever.
your mother and I'm not your daughter.
anyway.
Quinnipiac is an old Indian term that means avoid Peter Bales' comedy college. Is
Right.
that what you want?
Take the competition. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
But listen, you guys are terrific, and you came on Stand Up Memories, and we really appreciate
And
it.
we will have you back if,
Oh, we want you
if
back.
you'd like to come back.
Oh, I'd love to come
We'd
back.
love to
I'm
have you back.
so honored to be asked.
All right. Well, this has been Jackie the Joke Man Martling, or as I always say, inappropriate on so many levels. And I'm Peter Bales.
Paybacks are a bitch and they come in bunches. So
do
watch
indeed.
your white hair.
See you next time on Stand Up Memories.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. That was a pretty good episode.
A new episode every Wednesday with me, Peter Bales, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, comedians, interesting people. Leave a comment. We're gonna get. What am I saying?
I don't know.
We're gonna get back to you. We will respond to your comment.
StandUpMemories.com. If you go there, it shows all the different
Oh,
platforms.
Spotify, we're on everything.
Every Wednesday.
Stand Up Memories,
Every Wednesday.
a new episode.